welcome to another edition of the Psycho Show. I am your host, Psycho J. I am also on remote. I am not in studio today, but I wanted to take some time, a little bit away, because I wanted to digest the conference playoffs for the NFL. There's a lot to know on. Baltimore failing to win their conference and make it to the Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions stumbles and fumbles all the way towards the end of the game and kind of hands the 49ers their Super Bowl ticket. I've heard a lot now, kind of digest a lot of what a lot of commentators have been saying about Lamar Jackson in particular. Now let's be very, very clear. I think Lamar is by far maybe top 2, top 3 quarterbacks, best quarterbacks in the NFL to date. He lost this one. He lost this one in a very, very abrupt way. I think there was some, especially the interception at the end of the game. I think that one, he probably won it back. I think Todd Monken should have ran the ball, kind of drain the clock a little bit, kind of get him into field goal range or do something else. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for me to kind of defend a little bit of Lamar. I still think he's still a phenomenal talent. Still think he's top 3. But as a quarterback that can win a Super Bowl, the jury's still out on that. And I think he tried to. I think he was trying to erase that and felt horribly. Which again, I mean, it's understandable, but I think their chance of winning has diminished a little. Their window is still there, maybe another year or two, but the window's closing. The window is closing, and for sure, this one took a hit for Lamar fans to kind of have some good graces. Now, is this a learning curve? Yeah. Oh yeah. I think this is the time to kind of digest a lot of the failings of what happened. But all in all, I don't. I think he still has a chance. He still has a chance to win the Super Bowl. But the window is closing. The window is closing, and there's people are saying it needs changes. I think defensively, I think the game plan defensively was a bad defensive plan. I think you stick Hamilton on Kelsey, and you just live with the results on those. I think all the rest of them, you kind of see if they can catch the ball and see if they don't drop it, or add an extra pressure on Mahomes, or anything of that nature. But for sure, this is pretty much an all-system failure for this one, and it's gonna be tough to try to get back to this point. But we'll see. We'll see all the transactions and what else happens during the off season, and what they do to address some of that as well. There's going to be a lot of questions with the corners and safeties for Baltimore. Do they continue to have Humphrey, because Humphrey was out for a large part of the season. But a lot of it, I think, is to be desired on the other side of the ball, which is, and honestly, I like J.K. Dobbs, but man, he's hurt all the time. He's hurt all the time, and he never can stay on the field. And at this point, you have to look and wonder, is this the right move to continue to have J.K. Dobbs there? I like him. I love him as a running back. But the fact that he can't stay on the field is an issue. It's a problem. But like I said, it's going to be real interesting to keeping a close eye on what the Ravens do during the offseason. And let's see what really truly happens. The Eagles made their defensive line coach, Clint Hurt. He's very familiar. We're very familiar here in Louisville with Clint Hurt. Tremendous, hilarious guy. Very serious and hellified good at what he does. And I'm looking forward to what Clint Hurt has. And I have a lot of faith in Clint Hurt. Tremendous. I love what he's done for Louisville under Charlie Strong. I think I wish he was our defensive coordinator again. But I know that's not going to happen. But I love the hire with Clint Hurt, with Vic Fangio, and we'll see what this defense for the Eagles look like moving forward. I know we hired our OC and Kellen Moore. Kind of a very, I call it spunky offense, because it has a lot of tricks to it. But I do like the move, and we'll see how this Eagles season begins next year as well. It's going to be very interesting. But we'll see what all that looks like and all the hype on that one. Other than that, I'm still kind of processing the loss for Baltimore. Still trying to figure out what actually went wrong. Well, I do know what went wrong. I think there's a lot of the Trey Flowers, like just boneheaded decisions and penalties and all the other stuff that really wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary at all. Kind of put your team in a bad spot, and to make Lamar look bad as well. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel. That it's pretty crazy how Bill Belichick hadn't got hired. It's pretty crazy, pretty nuts how everyone else in the NFL has picked up their head coach besides Bill Belichick. And honestly, I have to be totally honest. I kind of foresee it coming because of how bad it was in New England, and the fact that his little group with Josh McDaniels and Patricia, and just to look at it and just to see what I knew teams were gonna pick up Bill because of the fact of his little group. And not to mention that Josh McDaniels looked like a complete buffoon leaving the LA Raiders, and a lot of those stories that's coming out of there. But I think I knew it was going to happen. Now, is it going to happen a couple of months from now, maybe a year from now? Who knows? Maybe the Falcons look at him again, if anything, later on down the road. Maybe. maybe Jerry Jones says, enough of McCarthy. But to be honest, I don't really, I kind of called that one too, the McCarthy one, because I don't think that's the best record that he's had since being with the Cowboys. You're just going to up and dump him? Like, I don't think that's a very bright idea or a good business move to try to get someone else. But it's very interesting what this is going to look like moving forward with some of the other teams that have brand new head coaches, but, see what it is. But a lot of the issue is that is Bill going to bring Josh McDaniels and Matt Patricia? Is he going to get like some of his old guys from New England to be on his coaching staff? And more likely, yes. But is that going to equate to W's? I have no idea. I don't think so. I think the book and jury is out on him. I think after Tom Brady helped him with his success, I think now you see the immortal that is Bill Belichick. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Now you guys might have your own opinion, but for sure, I don't think that. I think the book is already out. I think the cat's already out the bag. That he can't win without Tom. Now, could he win with a different quarterback? Maybe. But I don't think Josh McDaniels should be a part of that. I don't think that would be great. But I'm just saying. In general, when I look at this thing, I don't really see any success, much success, if Bill takes over for any franchise. But, like I said, we'll see. I could be wrong. But we'll see. It's funny. I created an X account for the One Cast, One Flow podcast. And this is the first time in a while being on X/Twitter. It's been a minute since I've been on there. And it's funny. It's extremely funny how divided WWE fans are for AEW fans and TNA fans. It's hilarious. It's extremely funny. And when I say divided, I mean it's split. You have your WWE people over here. They're trolling AEW guys or people. AEW guys are trolling WWE people. TNA is just like, hey, we got our TNA mantra back, and they're off in their own little world over there. But I love it how people say, why are we being so tribal about these companies? Well, I'll give you that reason. I'll give you that reason. The reason is, WWE fans have always been tribal to the WWE. Period. They've always pumped their chest about WWE every single chance they get. And that's even on X, Twitter, and Facebook. They've always been tribal about that. So, before we all start pointing fingers on this tribalism between companies, let's get one thing straight. WWE fans have always been tribal and flexing their muscle on these social media platforms for a long, long time. And a lot of other times, some of the AEW fans like the product. Now, some of them might not like the storyline that some of them go into, or some of the wrestlers that, you know, they put out there for their storyline. That's the same thing as WWE. But here's the thing that gets me the most. There is a way that you can enjoy these three companies without getting tribal. And those are the people that have a platform that agree and do things for a quote-unquote business. Well, let's be honest. It's business for you because you have a platform that you can spew your opinions on that platform. That's fine. I like TNA. I've always loved TNA. I loved exactly what they have done with their storylines and their wrestlers. They have done a tremendous job on their storyline. Their storyline has always been phenomenal. Has always been top-notch, besides, you know, those years of Dixie Carter and the rest of them. But they still found a way to make those storylines still good. Still relevant. AEW has an issue. They have a problem. Their storyline at times can be inconsistent. And a lot of times they like to juggle their rosters around and make it not watchable sometimes. And yes, that a lot of it is that. WWE's problem. Their problem is this. They have a megastar in Roman Reigns, but they drip every single thing into him. They use him every single day. Even on part times, they push it even further. And what I'm saying is this, is that for WWE, their issue is that, look, man, Roman is great, yes. But there's other talents that you can make as a star for a little bit. There's ways that you can make the storyline a little bit better and a little bit more palatable than just having Roman Reigns hold the title for more than 3+ years. But again, do you do that? No. Here's the thing that I love the most. AEW switches out their titles, but they make their right opponents, you know what I'm saying, get their shot. They make sure that everyone that they pin out get their shot. It might not be feasible for what you think it is, but at least they divvy out their shots for championship title shots. WWE, man, it's almost like the main song and play of, well, it's Roman Reigns and no one else. Well, that's pretty much a slap in the face to the rest of the wrestlers. That's more of a slap in the face to all the rest of the wrestlers that's on your roster. So you're telling me that Roman Reigns is the be-all, say-all to everything else, but you just picked up Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and say, they can get the secondary belt, which is a World Heavyweight title belt? Oh no, I love the other thing. The thing that always got me kind of pretty much upset is that time when Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were going to battle for the, at that time, I think it was the WWE Universal Championship. And they make Seth Rollins lose. And then weeks after Seth Rollins had already said he was pretty much upset of how that storyline was going, or how it ended up, or how he was treated and functioned around WWE. Triple H comes out a couple of weeks later and says, we're going to reprise the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And you know what? Here's the brilliant part. Here's the brilliant part about this. We're going to bring it back, and then we're going to have Seth Rollins be that. You know what that tells me? That tells me one thing. Seth Rollins is not good enough to win the WWE Universal Championship. But I'm good enough to win this reprised, brought back World Heavyweight Championship. Like, explain to me if that's not a slap in the face. Tell me that's not a slap in the face. Please explain to me that's a slap in the face. Can't say that about the ROH Championship because even though that title was dropped in that, but guess what? That was given to another person, which was Chris Jericho, which was Claudio Castagnoli, Eddie Kingston. These titles are being rotated around. And I'm pretty sure if somebody said, hey, I want to be a AEW World Heavyweight Champion, they're going to find a way to do so. Well, what I'm saying to you is that it's kind of sort of flawed when you only have one person that keep constantly getting the matches and win titles. It's very easy to be a storyteller when you can do that for 3+ years and milk everything that your star is, which is Roman Reigns, and milk him until the wheels come off. I find that very fascinating. TNA does great storylines, but they also do the right thing with championships and title defenses. With Roman Reigns, yes, it's impressive, 3+ years, but honestly, I can look behind the scenes and sit here and just wonder, like, that's how you guys make your storylines great? This is how you draw people to your product, is right here, is have this guy still hold the title for 4+ years and probably even more, and have his group, the Bloodline, come in and interrupt while no one else is, helping the other guy out. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible how much you can milk a superstar and milk a storyline and not do anything differently. And a lot of people that I've heard wasn't too happy with Royal Rumble, which I'm not surprised at all. And I wasn't too happy with Royal Rumble anyway. Because I think the only interesting thing out of the Royal Rumble was Jordynne Grace, the TNA Women's World Heavyweight Champion, actually being on WWE. And I was actually stunned. Other than that, and Naomi coming back. Other than that, that was it. That was it. There was no nothing. Andrade back in the WWE, not surprised. But I more than guarantee you, I mean, he's just going to be the same thing as what he was in AEW. The only difference is that he's got his wife, Charlotte Flair, with him. That's the only difference. But, again, it's funny. If wrestlers don't want to be in AEW, then get the hell out of AEW. Go somewhere else. Go back to WWE. Be part of the big-ass pool of wrestlers. And, I hope you guys are happy there. But, again, there's other varieties of wrestling out there. The tribalism, it is what it is. It's here. Can't defeat it. It's what it is. Just move on. And like everyone else says, if it's about business, then it's about business. That's the way it is. Well, I'm about to get off here because it's about to be towards the end of the Psycho Show. hope you guys enjoy the Psycho Show. I'll be back Thursday to drop another episode. Hope you guys enjoy a lot of what I was saying, respectfully. But no, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. Hump Day is tomorrow, so I hope you guys get your hump days in. I'll be back Thursday. Hope you enjoy. I'll at you.